Wild One is a 1953 film noir crime film directed by Laszlo Benedict and produced by Stanley Kramer. Laszlo also directed Death of a Salesman in 1951, Namu the Killer Whale in 1966, and The Night Visitor in 1971. The film's screenplay was based on Frank Rooney's short story called The Cyclists Raid, published in the January 1951 Harper's Magazine. The Wild One is based on true life events and are part of the legend of the Hollister riot that took place in California from July 3rd to the 6th in 1947. The Black Rebels Motorcycle Club, a gang led by Johnny Strabler, played by Marlon Brando, rides into Carbonville, California during a motorcycle race and causes trouble. When one of the gang members, called Pigeon, steals the second place trophy because the first place trophy is too large to hide, he presents it to Johnny. It is then the bikers head to Wrightsville, which has only one elderly lawman, Chief Harry Bleecker, played by Robert Keith. When the gang's antics cause Art Kleiner, one of the residents, to swerve and crash his car, he demands that something be done. But Harry is reluctant and too weak to act. Although the young men become more and more boisterous, they charge into the cafe run by Harry's brother Frank. Frank, who runs the local cafe, also employs Harry's daughter, Cathy, played by Mary Murphy. In the cafe, Johnny meets Cathy and asks her to a dance held that night. Cathy turns him down, but Johnny is visibly intrigued and attracted to her, and so he decides to stay a while. However, when Johnny learns Cathy is the policeman's daughter, he changes his mind. When a rival biker arrives, and their leader, Chino, played by Lee Marvin, bears a grudge against Johnny, Chino takes Johnny's trophy and the two start fighting. Johnny then beats up Chino and wins the fight. Meanwhile, when a local tries to drive to a parked motorcycle and injures Meatball, one of Chino's bikers, Chino intervenes and does the same to one of Johnny's members. It is then that Harry takes Chino to jail. Later, as both gangs wreck the town, some of the bikers, led by Gringo, chase and surround Cathy. But Johnny rescues her and takes her on a long bike ride. When the townspeople have had enough, and vigilantes from the town catch Johnny and beat him to a pulp, he then escapes on his bike. When Johnny is hit by a thrown tire iron and falls, his motorcycle strikes and kills Jimmy. When the sheriff arrives with his deputies and restores order, Johnny is arrested and charged with Jimmy's death. But Cathy, pleading on his behalf, and Art and Frank stepping forward, testify that Johnny was not responsible for the tragedy. It's then that both gangs are ordered to pay restitution and leave town. The Wild One was originally released on VHS and Betamax tape and later on DVD. The DVD was released in the United States in November of 1998 by Sony. It was finally released on Blu-ray in 2013. The Wild One was generally well received by the critics. So if you like Marlon Brando movies with lots of action and exciting motorcycle scenes, you will love this film. So check it out on DVD or Blu-ray, and I'll see you in the next exciting video.